What's up, guys? So today we're talking about a rapid wallet as well as the knives that go in them. That's right, this has a little knife in it, kind of a strange knife. There's actually two versions of this, both the wallet and the knife. So we'll talk about that in just a second here, but this one is the Tsunami. Comes in a 6-card size as well as a 10-card size. And here's the other knife, which again we'll talk about in a minute. And it also comes in, natural plain bamboo or a darker bamboo, which is literally just stained. In fact, when I got this in the mail, it smelled like stain. All right, it was still kind of drying. But yeah, I kind of prefer the dark color as opposed to the natural one. It's total preference, but in carrying them, I end up deciding to carry the 6-card one. You can see the difference here in thickness. It's not incredibly different, but I do like the smaller form factor. Plus, I only had a need, for 6 cards. Actually, there's only 5 that I was carrying. Now, for this video, I obviously took out my credit cards and stuff, and important cards, and put them away to replace them with store discount cards, just for demo purposes, to make everything nice and simple and easy. So you can see there's a viewing window on both sides for the cards, and what holds them in is this tab. So it's a spring-loaded piece of plastic, okay, that has a little notch on it, and that's what keeps them in. All right, so let's pop these cards back in here. All right, you can see they don't fall out very easily. If you were to really flick this out, I'm sure you can get the cards to come out, but I had no problem falling out or anything like that. So it's 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. All right, and then with 6 cards in here, you can also add the knives. Both knives work with both wallets. The only difference, obviously, is the links here sits flush. Okay, so it has an open back. All right, as opposed to this one, which is called the Saber. This one sticks up. You have a full 4-finger grip on this. I like the way this feels a lot better, and it's easier to get in and out of the wallet here. However, I don't like that it sticks up. So it's kind of it's a toss-up here, because this one is easier to get in and out, and it's easier to access, because with the smaller one, I'll show you in a second, you have to push it up from the open face on the back, right? So this one, it's easy to get to. It is more comfortable in using it because your hand kind of locks in, which is very nice. This one feels a little bit weird in the hand. It's not uncomfortable in any way, but it just kind of feels weird. So here it is without the cards in there. All right, you can see again, it's not going to fall out very easily anyway, but you have to actually push the knife up itself to get in and out. All right, because it's not, obviously sticking up. Now you can see that it will override this piece of plastic when you push up. Okay, so it keeps it in, but with a little bit of pressure, it moves it out of the way. Also worth noting is that this only goes in one way. The plastic is on top or the back of the knife here, as opposed to the sharpened edge. Right, that's how it works in here. If you put this in backwards, it'll still go in, but then it's hard to get out because of how this knife is shaped. You have to purposely push that tab over, okay? With the larger one, the Saber, same deal, okay? Blade away from the plastic. You can see in this one, there is a notch cut out, okay, that's specific for that. Keeps it from falling out very easily. If you really flick it, you can see it will pop out. But in regular use, it probably won't fall out. I didn't have it fall out. And the obvious advantage here is that it's sticking up. Now with this one, you could put cards, on either side. So you wouldn't know, what is actually in there. You can't see anything. So it might look like it's just part of the design, but then when you need it, you can pull it out and there's your knife. All right, so between the two knives, let me give you some quick specs here on the knives themselves, because the wallets are cool by themselves, and these are separate. These are not sold together. All right, these knives are meant to go in these wallets because there's no sheaths or anything that come with them. So you wouldn't want to just buy a knife unless you're going to do some kind of Kydex sheath or something. But yeah, the wallet itself is pretty cool. The reason I was so interested is because it did have an integrated specific knife design for it. So the Saber here, they sell for 45 bucks. It is comfortable to use. Again, 4-finger grip. Both of these have the same exact top portion. If you put these on top of each other, you can see This literally just doesn't have the bottom here, okay? They're both 3-inch blades, or 3 inches of sharpened edge. It is kind of a modified Tanto, type design here. Everything's made in the USA, the knives as well as the wallets. I believe this is originally a Kickstarter project. As far as weight, the Lynx is 0.6 ounces and the Saber is 1.2 ounces, okay? Price difference is only $5. The Lynx they sell for 40, the Saber they sell for 45. Again, the Saber is just more comfortable, in my opinion. It's just, I don't know, it feels like you're missing something with this knife. As far as their actual, edges, they're pretty sharp. Steel type, no idea, which is always annoying when you're selling a knife. You should advertise what type of steel it is. But just with some cardboard here, you can see, you can't get the job done. I wouldn't use this for utility purposes. So between the two knives, here's my philosophy on it, or my thoughts on it. I like the Saber just because it's easier to access in and out, but truthfully, you don't really need to do that, okay? This is the one that I carried because it didn't stick out. This is the Lynx, and although it's not as comfortable and it's not as easy to get out, my idea is that this wouldn't be a knife I'd be using all the time anyway. This would be an emergency blade. You keep it razor sharp. When I got these new, they were razor sharp. Again, no idea what the steel is. It's not mentioned or specified on the website or anything. If I had to guess, maybe a 440A or possibly an AUS 6 or something similar to that. It doesn't hold a very good edge. But when they're sharp, you can definitely use them in a pinch. Any thin, sharpened piece of metal will cut stuff, right? So the philosophy here really is it doesn't need to be quickly accessible. Between the two, I definitely prefer the Lynx just because it is out of the way, okay? Sits nice and flush in there. If you ever need it, it's there. So as far as the wallet itself, it's actually really nice. I do prefer the 6 card, and I do prefer the look of the dark one over the natural, just because it's a smaller form factor, and I just happen to like the color. But my big concern with these is if you sit on it, if you keep this in your back pocket as a wallet, will it break? Will it be strong enough? As we know, bamboo is very strong, but you do need the stability of the cards, okay? I carry this in the back pocket only one day just to naturally see if anything would happen or if it would break or anything. And then a couple days I just had it in my back pocket and I was hanging around the house, sitting around. But when I did carry this, I preferred to carry it in the front pocket. So I had my wallet, I had some other cards and stuff on me, as well as cash, which we'll talk about in a second here, like I normally would, but I had some of the cards I use more often in the front pocket in this unit so that it was easily accessible. I didn't have to open up my wallet. As you guys know, I carry a trifold wallet, so it takes a second or two to open it up. So this was a little bit more convenient in that sense. As far as getting to the cards, they're easy, again, to overcome this little piece here, so it keeps them from falling out. But when you want to get to it, you can slide it forward and it moves it out of the way. And as far as picking what card you want, it's actually really easy. When you start sliding these forward, you can fan them out and see what's in there. So let's say I want to get to the ShopRite card. I fan to that particular card and I grab it from the back and I pull it through. So it's easy to actually pick which cards you want. Again, my initial impressions is, oh, this is cool, but am I gonna have to take out all the cards every single time? That's kind of a pain. But I quickly realized that because this is cut out on both sides, you do have the accessibility to do that. Fan through, say I want my scorecard, pull it from the back, and there's the scorecard, and so forth, depending on whatever kind of credit cards and stuff you carry in here. Now, the next concern I had, or thought, is cash. What if you want to replace your wallet entirely? How can you integrate cash into this? Now, I don't know if they designed this specifically to carry cash as well. I don't recommend it. I tried a couple things. I tried taking one card out and then wrapping some bills around these other cards. It keeps getting caught up, in this piece here. I suppose you could fold a couple bills and again, carry 1 or 2 cards less to create that gap, and you could put it in between the cards. That was okay, but I was only able to carry like 3 bills. All right, so it's not very practical. Depending on where you're going, what you're buying, you might have, up to 10, 15, 20 individual bills, just depends on what you're doing. So if you want to keep like a 20 spot in there for emergencies, that's cool, that's fine. But I don't feel like it's an easy system to integrate bills or money into. And then of course, change is a whole different thing. Obviously, it's not going to hold change. So yeah, this is, for me, in my opinion, pretty much a dedicated credit card holder. As well as the gimmicky part of the knife being in there. The knives themselves are kind of gimmicky. $40 for the Lynx, the small one, and $45 the large one. I do think it's expensive for what it is, but if you happen to have one of these, it might be something that you wanted to add to it anyway. By themselves, I wouldn't give it the time of day. You know what I mean? They're kind of just chintzy, cheap knives. For $10, it's kind of cool. But again, for the price tag, it doesn't make sense by themselves. With the wallet, then it kind of makes it a little bit more intriguing, a little bit cooler. As far as like both these blade designs, it's actually pretty interesting. I mean, in this particular case, when you get the wraparound for defensive situation, definitely not my first choice, but will it work? Sure, it'll work, and you won't drop it or anything. But for utility purposes, I'm mostly cutting with this tip, the first 1/2 inch to inch. Having this all sharpened down here, it's really not that practical to use this edge in this position. All right, so like I was literally trying, when I was cutting things, I was trying to figure out how I would use that edge, and it's very awkward to be cutting down there. We almost never cut so low to our fingers. Think about if I was holding a regular folding knife, my blade would be up here, not stretched down this way. So defensive, yeah, if you're slashing and punching and all that kind of stuff, I get it. Utility, most of this blade is not even being used. You'd have to purposely hold it in a different position to be able to use, you know, this lower edge. So again, as far as the knives are concerned, if you already have the wallet, maybe you want to get one for an emergency backup blade. But if you're just looking for an emergency backup blade on its own, clearly there's tons of other options out there. So it's kind of cool. It's different. I like things that are different, unique. Obviously, some people are going to be into it. Some people won't. That can be said for most things. But the knives, really not that concerned. To be honest, when I first saw this, I was way more excited about the knives than the wallet. And when I got it and started carrying and using it, it flip-flopped. Knives are like, whatever, I don't really care. But the wallet was pretty cool. I liked it. So yeah, if you're interested in something new and different, a bamboo wallet. Again, these are called the Tsunami, and it's put out by Rapid Wallets, all American made. You know, the wallets themselves, I don't know if I mentioned it before, but the 6-card holder is 35 bucks, and the 10-card holder is 40 bucks, all right? So just the wallet, that's pretty reasonable. If you get a wallet and a knife and you're talking, you know, $75, $80, $85 or whatever it happens to be, whatever combo, you know, you get, then it becomes kind of expensive. But the wallets themselves, totally A+. I think it's pretty cool. I think a lot of people would like these in their EDC. The knives, personal taste. So, yeah, there's my my video on the Rapid wallets. Pretty interesting. I did save the packaging so you could see it. This is how it came. So just a little card thing here. And obviously they didn't check it off, but here's the options to check off what, you know, what's inside. There you go, Rapid wallets. And it looks like on the website they showed that they have a flashlight type insert or something that's on the way. So I put their little their website in my favorites. I have a separate folder for like all kinds of interesting companies, and every now and again I'll go back and see what they're up to, what they're all about. So I'll definitely keep an eye on this company and see what other kind of accessories come out for this. But I like this, again, as a dedicated credit card holder. Bills aside, doesn't really work out that great, and the knives, kind of so-so, it's whatever. So there you go. Thanks for watching all day, and I'll see you soon. Take care.